good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here today to Homestead-Miami Speedway. Chase race number 3 ready to be run in the Mobil1 Cup Series Season 6 Chase for the championship. This track normally associated with the season finale. Well, it's not our season finale, but we do have it here in the Chase for the championship, and we had some pretty doggone good racing in the Truck Series event here yesterday. Ended up coming down to fuel mileage as well, and it was a very exciting finish. We'll see what these drivers can do here today in the Mobil1 Cup Series. In only his second start since his return, Trent took the Truck Series win yesterday, and in only his second career start here in the Mobil1 Cup Series, Zach Flickinger sits on the pole position for today's event. So we'll see what he can do with starting out in front ahead of everybody else, as he'll start off alongside of chaser Austin LaPlante. Now, LaPlante has been having a bit of trouble in the past few weeks at both at New Hampshire and Thornton. He actually took a tumble off the turn of death last week at Thornton. He is 8th in the standings, and he is a total of 29 points out of the top position, so he'll look for a good run here today. Maybe this qualifying position will help him out. George Roque lines up in the 3rd position alongside of William Duncan, and then it'll be Cody Lamas in 5th with Kyle Corbett in 6th place. You got to look back quite a ways before you find a chaser, as I believe the next highest chaser is James Silverfox, rolling off from the 10th position. And kind of an interesting, take a look at row 4. Younger brother Kenny McCrory underneath of older brother Anthony McCrory. It's an all McCrory row 4 here for today's race. Let's give you a look at what the point standings look like coming today's race. Right now it's a James and James show atop the point standings. James McCloud, the current points leader, by 5 points over James Silverfox. Then it's Joshua Collard. He's a total of 11 points back, 3rd in the points. 4th in points is Dylan Young. He is a total of 12 points back. Shawn Galligan, 3-time winner of the season, is 5th in points, a total of 21 points out. Emilio Navarrete is 6th in the standings. He is 23 points back. 7th in points is the 7 of Danny Wells. He is 24 points back. Then it's Austin LaPlante, 8th in the point standings. He is 29 points back. Jordan Hester and Trent Dunham come in tied 9th and 10th in the point standings, and they are 31 points out of the top position. Dillon Poteet, who got in via one of the wildcard positions, he's 11th in points, and he is a total of 50 points back. Megan Atkins, the only rookie in this chase, she is 12th in the point standings, a total of 55 points back, and Shawn Henley, 57 points back, 13th in the point standings. It's still early, so you can't say that drivers like Hester, Dunham, Poteet, Atkins, and Henley are out of the championship hunt. However, if they do have a poor run here today and the gap continues to open up, it's really going to be a tough task for those drivers to try and get back up there and battle for the championship. I think this is kind of a make it or break it race for these drivers as far as whether or not they're going to determine in themselves that they are actually going to be contenders for the championship, or they're just going to battle amongst themselves down at the bottom of the Chase standings. Anyway, though, we're getting ready for the running of today's Ford Ecoboost 300. This race also dedicated to 2 people, Paul Walker and Nelson Mandela. So we're getting ready to get these cars rolling off. Let's do that right now. And as they roll around this racetrack for a couple of pace laps, we will show you your 42 car starting light up. We ended up having Trent in his second start since his return go to victory lane here at Homestead-Miami yesterday in the Truck Series event. Will we see somebody maybe like Zach Flickinger making his second start of his career do something like that? Maybe Trent who is in this field, will be able to go 2 for 2 in starts here at Homestead-Miami. We'll find out. That's here's your starting line. Some drivers that are chasers starting with the benefit of being up front, including Austin LaPlante and James Silverfox. However, I did see a lot of chasers in that starting grid that are starting near the rear of the field, including Megan Atkins, Shawn Galligan, Dillon Poteet, Jordan Hester, So it's going to be interesting to see if they can work their way up to the front. I think Danny Wells is starting back there too. We ended up seeing in the Truck Series race, when things went into a long green flag run, it was very difficult for drivers who qualified near the rear of the field to be able to pick up spots. You got to wonder if they're going to rely on fuel strategy maybe today to get themselves up further through the field and up into a good spot by the end of today's race. But here we go, all Toyota front row. Zach Flickinger gets a good jump there on this green flag, and I think he's going to take the top position. Austin LaPlante will slip back to second. Nice move by him to make sure George Roque didn't get to his inside and take that runner-up spot away from him, as they are 3 wide behind him. Kenny McCrory. Whoa, Cody Lamas gets moved up the track. Contact, and Cody goes around off the nose of Kenny McCrory with a little help from Alex May. Caution will wave. And there is the Cody Lamas machine. I don't know if he hit the wall or not. He spun it around. There's Alex May with his damage. And they didn't throw a caution for it, though. No yellow flag waving. We're still clean and green, according to NNSCRA. And now there's a spin. Big wreck up here. Anthony McCrory is spun in front of the field. And Trent Togger's gotten a piece of it, our Truck Series winner. Shawn Galligan was back behind this. I don't know if he was involved or not. Oh, Deanna Shelton was, though. She had a nice top 5 run after fuel strategy yesterday in the Truck Series event. She is badly damaged. And looks like, oh man, they're close off this corner. Dillon Poteet, Danny Wells, Megan Atkins, lots of chasers there. Oh man, oh, Poteet's gonna get turred. Poteet got turred by Carson Gum. And Poteet's gone spinning. Where is he? There he is. Almost shades of Cody Lamas. Looks like he hit the car with the right side into the inside retaining wall. He may be able to continue, though. But that's a chaser, though. And as I said, one of those make it or break it chasers, too, as it looks like Zach Flickinger will be the leader under the caution flag. We're going to look back at the Cody Lamas spin, and then we'll take a look at the incident out of turn number 4 down to turn 1 that actually put us under the yellow flag. Actually, first we should see if these drivers are going to make pit stops here as early as lap number 4. Doesn't look like it, though, so let's head now and look at a replay of what put us under the caution and what actually, amazingly enough, didn't put us under the caution flag here for the first time today at Homestead. Well, this was just crazy up here at the front of the field. They were going 4 wide between William Duncan, Cody Lamas, Kenny McCrory, and Alex May. And you see there, Cody got up into William Duncan. Kenny gets loose. He's going to go up into the 55, and I thought Cody might have hit the wall. It actually was Alex May who got the wall. Kind of served as a little bit of a barrier between the 55 and the outside retaining wall. So I would say that hitting another car would actually give you less damage than hitting the wall. So Cody may have actually dodged a bullet right there. And then we'll look up here. This may have happened out of 4, so we should probably start it here. We're looking at the Anthony McCrory machine. He was caught in the high side. This was 4 wide with Daniel Day, Eric Burton, and Tyson Broad. And there's the contact there. Broad and Day make contact up into Anthony McCrory. They actually had it saved for a moment, but then bring it right back up again into the Hellman's Chevy. And he's not going to be able to hold on to it this time. Smoke contact between himself and Richard Johnson. Oh, there's where Deanna Shelton just nails him. Cole Daly may have gotten a piece of it too. There's Trent Togger getting involved. And look at Trent Dunham and Shawn Galligan. Nice evasive moves to turn down to the inside. Same for Jordan Hester. A lot of chasers there making hard left-handers in order to avoid Anthony McCrory. And nice miss by all of them. Trent Togger, though, tough break for him after going to victory lane yesterday in the Truck Series event. That car is badly damaged, and he may be out of this thing. And let's take a look up ahead now at Dillon Poteet. Now, this was an incident that happened after the caution flag waved, and it was with the Carson Gum machine, I believe. Yeah, Carson gets a big run here. Dillon Poteet's underneath Danny Wells and Megan Atkins, and again, they're going to go 4 wide, and that just does not seem to work here. Too many drivers not able to get enough grip. Contact's going to be made, and sooner or later, the domino effect's going to kick in, and you're going to wreck. And I think right here is what happens. Danny got a good run out of that corner, so he kind of was able to bail out of that 4-wide situation. But there you go. Carson Gum, Dillon Poteet just lock bumpers, the right front and the left rear, and Poteet goes down. He's actually going to hit the wall left side, driver's side, then make more contact with Carson Gum, and that's going to cause his car to spin. He's in the grass there, so there's no way he can hang on to the thing. Very little grip there for those tires, those Goodyear tires, when you're down that little grass area on the infield. And Dillon Poteet's going to go spinning around. So This could be a blessing for Dillon Poteet in the fact that if he comes down pit road, gets the damage repaired, he may be able to make it a few extra laps on fuel that these other drivers might not. However, I don't know. We're going to have to see what's going to happen with two-time winner Dillon Poteet as he spins around, Cody Lama spins around, Alex May spins around, and Anthony McCurry spins around. Trent Togger, Deanna Shelton receiving extensive damage in that incident. Caution flag waves for the first time today. Let's head back now to the restart. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. They'll be on lap 7 of 27. Zach Flickinger is still the leader. They got George Roque lined up in second, William Duncan third, Austin LaPlante and James Silverfox, two chasers in fourth and fifth. They got Jake Rogers in sixth. Seventh place Kyle Corbett, Jake Rogers 8th, Tyson Broad 9th. And look who's worked up his way up to 10th. The points leader, James McCloud, inside the top 10 now. Let's find the rest of our chasers for this restart. Got to go quite a ways back before we find Joshua Collard back in 17th place. Shawn Henley is back in 21st place. There's Dylan Young in 24th, Trent Dunham in 25th, Navarrete in 27th, Danny Wells in 28th, Megan Atkins in 29th, Dillon Poteet continues on in 30th position. And there's Jordan Hester in 36th, Sean Galligan's back in 37th place, and it looks like Deanna Shelton's been able to continue, as has Anthony McCurry, so I believe only one driver is back behind the wall, and that might be Trent Togger. Let's get the official word. That is indeed the case. So out of the first 42 cars who took the green flag to start this race, 41 will be coming back here for our first restart. The only one missing is our Truck Series winner from yesterday, Trent Togger. So as we get ready to go back under the green flag here, no drivers to my knowledge with the exception of possibly Anthony McCurry, Deanna Shelton, came down pit road. So the question is, when are these drivers going to have to pit? Green flag is out. Now, if I'm to use the calculations based on our Truck Series event, the drivers came down pit road on lap 5. They were making pit stops from laps 25 to 27. So my assumption is they can only make it about 20 to 21 laps on fuel, as Flickinger is going to definitely lose the lead. William Duncan goes by with George Roque in a battle for the lead there. So that would mean these drivers would probably have to come down pit road if this thing goes into a long green flag run somewhere around laps 20 to 22. If this thing goes into a long green flag run, the way they're racing right now, I'm not so sure that's going to happen. William Duncan side by side with George Roque. Roque, a former winner this season. Duncan has yet to go to victory lane in a Mobil1 Cup Series event. He's been close. He's 18th in points, so we can't say he's been finishing poorly. But he just has not been able to get to victory lane. Here comes Austin LaPlante. Now LaPlante's trying to look for his second Mobil1 Cup Series win of the season. That could really help him out in the points. And look who's coming up here on the inside line. That's James Silverfox. Only 5 points back from James McCloud in the standings. And right now, I think McCloud would have a 1-point advantage over him because McCloud's worked his way up now to the 9th position. So if Silverfox is running in 5th and McCloud is running in 9th, that's 4 points that Silverfox has been able to gain on McCloud, which means it's only 1 point that McCloud enjoys for a points lead over Silverfox. As I told you, it's the James and James show up there atop the standings as William Duncan takes the lead now. Austin LaPlante going to look to the inside, and he's getting a little bit of help there from James Silverfox, but nope, Duncan throws the block. Duncan will keep the top position now as he's finally been able to clear the George Roque machine. Into a nice little green flag run here, and this could come down to green flag pit stops for today's race. You never know. As Duncan is the leader, and second place now is Austin LaPlante. He's got Silverfox right behind him. Silverfox has moved to third, and McCloud's gotten kicked up to the high side. That's not good for the 34. The high side sometimes can get you good runs out of turns 2 and 4, but for the majority of the time, you do not want to be caught on the outside line or you're going to start losing positions. That's exactly what James McCloud has been doing now. He was 9th last time around. I wouldn't be surprised if he's back as far as 13th place when he crosses the stripe this time. Let's see. This time he crosses the stripe in the 12th position. He's about to lose 12th place to Daniel Day. Here comes Bob Jones, Cole Daly, Richard Johnson on the inside line. Richard Johnson, our winner from a couple weeks ago at New Hampshire, working his way up here. And how about our winner from Thornton? Let's find out where he is currently running. Trying to find him here. Whoop. My bad, folks. I ended up not finding him. There he is, Alex May. Yeah, he had that damage from that earlier incident. He's not running very well. Back in the 38th position. There's Anthony McCurry. Dillon Poteet's way back here. He lost a few spots there on that lap. Slipped from 38th back to 40th as Alex May and Anthony McCurry got around him. Deanna Shelton way back here in 41st. Kenny McCurry and Isaac Canepa way back here. And Cody Lamas right here on the tail end of the lead pack. I don't know what's up with Canepa. He doesn't appear to have any damage. And he appears to be up to speed. He may have just ended up losing the draft. I wonder if Canepa might have actually been held up behind a slower car on that restart. And now he's just trying to catch back up. Now Deanna Shelton, she's coming out of turn number 4 as we speak. The field is coming out of turn number 2, so I don't think they're going to encounter Deanna Shelton anytime soon. Right now, William Duncan, James Silverfox in a good battle. And here comes Silverfox to the bottom for the first time today. Let's see if Silverfox can pick up his 3rd win of the season. Silverfox, in the past 2 seasons, has kind of had things not quite work out his way. He was a 3-time winner in Season 4. However, he wasn't in the chase. Season 5, he made the chase, but had no wins the entire season. This season's kind of a merge between Season 4 and Season 5 for him, with the fact he's got 2 wins and he's made the chase. It's helped make him more of a competitor mathematically in the championship hunt, and right now, he may be en route to repeating Season 4 as a 3-time winner. Right now, the only 3-time winner this season is Shawn Galligan, the defending Mobil1 Cup Series champ, which actually we should jump back see what he's doing, because I know he was running back around the mid-30s on that restart. He's worked his way up now to the 31st position as he and Jordan Hester trying to cut their way through traffic. There's a couple of chasers there. They're about to catch up to Dylan Young, Sean Henley, and Megan Atkins, who are just up ahead. They're running, I believe, somewhere around 25th, 26th, and 20... No, I'm sorry. They'd be running up around 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. My bad. Joshua Collard up there as well. Collard not running nearly as well as the 2 James today. And there's Emilio Navarrete, too. There's 4 chasers right here in a clump. The 99, 9, 1, and 69. And you got the 30, the 20, and the 64 not too far behind. So 7 chasers all clumped up here from about 18th position on back through 23rd. As Collard and Henley going to battle side by side now. Trent Dunham we saw way back there. What about Danny Wells? Where is he? Has he worked his way up to the front? I guess not. He's running near the back apparently. Let's see where he is. He's back in the 30th position here. A couple of spots behind Shawn Galligan and Jordan Hester. And Trent Dunham not doing much better. Trent did not have a good run in the Truck Series event. Doesn't look like he's having a good run here in the Mobil1 Cup Series event either. So he's trying to get by Ralph Mason. Cody Lamas starting to pick up some spots here, and Kenny McCurry starting to catch these guys as well. Uh-oh, pit stops! Lamas, Kenny McCurry. This is happening rather early, too. This is happening on lap 17. Are any of the leaders coming down? Yes, they are. I saw Eric Burton hitting pit road. James McCloud, the points leader's coming down. Daniel Day as well. Bob Jones, Richard Johnson, our winner from a couple weeks ago. Cody Lamas, Kenny McCurry. And we saw Trent Dunham also coming down pit road. So a couple of chasers taking the opportunity to make pit stops here. Green flag pit stops. Dillon Poteet's in, Deanna Shelton's in, and so is Isaac Canepa. As more drivers coming to pit road. James Silverfox is coming down pit road. I think I saw Zach Flickinger coming to pit road. No, apparently not. He stayed out. William Duncan's coming, though. So is Austin LaPlante. Charles Jackson there. Jake Rogers, Tyson Broad. Kyle Corbett appears to be coming down pit road, and I think the lead just cycled over to Wolfgang Mason in the 82. It did. So Wolfgang is the leader, and now he will come down pit road. Zach Rogers going to join him. George Roque, Flickinger, Jeremy Mayer, and somebody just stayed out. It looked like. Oh, that's James McCloud trying to work his way back around. So why don't we jump up here to Wolfgang Mason, see where he's going to come out in relation to drivers like James McCloud and a couple of those others who came down as the leaders and then came back off pit road. One of 2 Dodges in this field, Wolfgang Mason, and a former winner this season, too. Trying to remember back where he won. So he'll come off pit road. Now we're watching for drivers such as Zach Flickinger and James McCloud. Drivers that were running up at the front of the field. Well, Flickinger actually was just on pit road there. He did not come off pit road ahead of Wolfgang Mason. Neither did George Roque. So I guess we're watching for James McCloud in the 34. And maybe James Silverfox in the 31 as well. Coming off of pit road, I'm not seeing anybody coming up past the 82. Oh, here they come. Yep, and it's McCloud and Silverfox. They're coming. Think they're going to cycle around in second and third, as it's going to be Wolfgang Mason getting out ahead of everybody on this run of pit stops. And I'm pretty certain that unless a caution flag comes out, these drivers are good to go the rest of the way on fuel. Let's see if Wolfgang cycles around as the leader. No, he's in second. Who are they scoring as the leader? I'm not certain who the leader is. Oh, there's the leader, they're saying. The leader is Anthony McCrory. McCrory must have made a pit stop when he had that damage from the earlier incident, and he's been able to stay out. Now, I don't know if he's going to be able to make it the rest of the way or not. He came down pit road somewhere around lap number 2, I think. Now, let's see if he's coming to pit road this time. No, he's going to stay out. Can Anthony McCrory in a damaged race car win today's race? He's in turn 4. The next driver that's on the lead lap is Wolfgang Mason, and he just now entering into turn number 3. So Anthony McCrory right now, if he can just stretch his fuel tank, he may be able to win this thing on fuel mileage with a damaged race car and all. He's got about 4 or 5 lap machines, or actually drivers I believe are on the tail end of the lead lap, between himself and Wolfgang Mason. And wait a minute, Cole Daly going to the outside, and Anthony McCrory's going to give up the spot. McCrory cannot make it the rest of the way. He's coming down pit road. That will cycle the lead over now to Wolfgang Mason, I'm pretty sure. So after that, after they come around here and McCrory makes his pit stop and they update the scoreboard, we'll try and give you at least a running order of the top 10, maybe as far back as the top 15. As when we hit the stripe, we'll have a total of 8 laps, or no, make that 4 laps to go here today at Homestead. I'm pretty certain Wolfgang Mason will be the leader now. I don't think Anthony McCrory is going to be able to make a fast enough pit stop to get off pit road ahead of the 82. Let's see if they update the scoreboard here. No, they're still saying Wolfgang is in the second position. Where's McCrory? He's now coming off pit road, so apparently he must have crossed the stripe before Wolfgang got around. So they're going to have to update it the next time around, which will be with 3 laps to go. I'm pretty certain, though, Wolfgang Mason's going to be the leader. Silverfox is in second. McCloud right behind him in third. Charles Sanford's up to 4th, and 5th place is going to be Bob Jones. 6th place, Eric Burton. 7th is Zach Rogers. Jake Rogers in 8th. 9th place is Jeremy Mayer. And now a battle for 10th. That's between Austin LaPlante and George Roque. Then in 12th place is Daniel Day, 13th Megan Atkins, William Duncan 14th, 15th is Kyle Corbett, then you got Emilio Navarrete 16th, Zach Flickinger back to 17th, 18th Tyson Broad, 19th Carson Gum, and Daniel Voiles is in 20th. Where's the rest of our chasers? Henley, he's in 22nd, Galligan's back in 23rd, Jordan Hester is in 24th place right now, Danny Wells listed 28th, Dylan Young in 30th with Joshua Collard in 29th. Then you jump back here, Trent Dunham back in 39th place, Dillon Poteet in 41st. They're having horrible runs right now. And then you cycle back around to Wolfgang Mason, the current leader, with about 1.5 laps to go. Silverfox seems to be the only one that has an opportunity to try and run down Wolfgang Mason for the win. McCloud's about 4 or 5 car lengths off the back bumper of second place, James Silverfox. So he'd have to contend with Silverfox before he could even contend with Wolfgang Mason. White flag in the air, 1 to go. Wolfgang Mason, after pit strategy, got himself out ahead of everybody. He was running second, but McCrory had to pit, so he's the leader. And let's see if he can make it around the rest of the way. I think he can. I think he's good to go on fuel. He's good to go on tires. I think Wolfgang Mason may have this thing as his lead begins to grow again a little bit over James Silverfox. Now about 5 car lengths in hand, maybe 4.5, but it's a little bit bigger than he had the last time around. Out of turn 4 for the final time Dodge will go back to victory lane again. Wolfgang Mason will go back to victory lane again. He'll be a two-time winner this season as he takes the checkered flag in the Ford EcoBoost 300 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Wolfgang Mason was a two-time winner last season in the Mobil1 Cup Series, and he will be a multiple-time winner for the second straight season in the Mobil1 Cup Series here in Season 6. And the James and James show continues on as Silverfox gets second and McCloud gets third. It'll now be McCloud by 4 points over Silverfox in the standings in the chase for the championship. Those two will remain first and second in the standings here today. Man. So James McCloud, James Silverfox, those two going to carry over their battle for the championship into next week at South Boston. Wolfgang Mason will go to victory lane for the second time this season. And we'll now show you your official top 10. We basically showed you the top 10 when we gave you the full field rundown, but we'll give you the official top 10 here. Wolfgang with the win, Silverfox in second, McCloud in third. How about Charles Sanford? Didn't talk about the 40 all day. Great run for him in fourth. Fifth place was Bob Jones. Good run for him as he's trying to battle for Rookie of the Year honors. And with Megan Atkins not having the best of runs today, maybe he'll close in the gap a little bit more. Eric Burton, solid run for him in sixth. Seventh was Austin LaPlante. He was actually the only other chaser besides Silverfox and McCloud to finish in the top 10 today as he gets seventh place. Zach Rogers was eighth. Jake Rogers in ninth. So good day for Dodge. Wolfgang winning and Jake Rogers in ninth. And George Roque completes the top 10. Let's take a look at where the other chasers officially finished today's race. Megan Atkins Atkins actually finished 13th place, so maybe, just maybe, Atkins is going to keep quite a bit of a distance between herself and Bob Jones in the rookie points battle, but great run for her in 13th. Emilio Navik came back for a nice run in 15th place. Then you ended up having the Shawn Gallagher machine. He was 22nd place. Shawn Henley in 25th. Jordan Hesder 26th. 27th was Danny Wells. Dylan Young back in 29th. Joshua Collard was up front for a while, up inside the top 15. He slipped all the way back to 31st place. And then the drivers that had hard luck here today, Trent Dunham never really got out of the blocks. He finished a lap down in 39th. And then Dillon Poteet finished in 41st place after getting involved in a spin at the beginning of this race. So, I don't know if both Dillon Poteet and Trent Dunham are going to be mathematically already eliminated from the championship, but they're going to have a lot, and I mean a lot of work to do in the next 7 events to be up there, being able to battle for the championship at the season finale at Zen Joltis. However, Trent Dunham's a former Mobil1 Cup Series champ, and Dillon Poteet's been around the block more than once as far as being in the chase, so maybe they got something planned in the next few weeks. Nonetheless, though, folks, congratulations to Wolfgang Mason on his second win of the season as he picks up the win here today in the Ford EcoBoost 300. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this race a like, give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today, pick up your official finisher results, rookie point standings, overall point standings, and chase points. Heading in next week, we had short track racing at South Boston. Hope you'll tune in for that. We still got a Snickers Cup Series event on hand here, though, for our third chase race weekend. And we'll see what driver may be able to use some fuel strategy in that event. Trent Palger had it work in the Truck Series race. Wolfgang Mason had it work here in the Mobil1 Cup Series race. Who has been taking notes as far as those Snickers Cup Series drivers? Hope you guys enjoyed today's race, and we will see you guys next time as you've been watching a production of this series, Offline Racing at its best. They come off the final corner, and oh, what it was John Zinedino, the leader! Zinedino, the pole sitter. There goes Madison Saber off. There goes Ralph Mason, second in points off.